Okay, because when I did first period, I accidentally skipped problem 30, where we're doing coterminal angles. So if you recall, I told you can go around and around and around forever, and you can get to the same part. So if I have some angle going here, I could hit that angle the first time around, or the second time around, or the third time around, and each one of these angles would have different numbers. Let's say this was 30 degrees. Let's say that was a 30-degree angle. Oh, it looks a little more like a 45 degree. So let's say it's 45 degrees the first time. And then if I go all the way back around to it again, that means I'm adding 360 to that. That would be 405 degrees. That's a coterminal. These two angles are the same thing. They're coterminal because they both stop there. If I add 360 to that again, that would be 765 degrees. That's a coterminal. You also can do negative. We could start here and go negative from there. So if I subtracted 360, negative 315 is also a coterminal. I could subtract 360 around again to go back to it, and negative 675 degrees would be the same thing. So all of these are coterminal. You've only got to tell me one positive and one negative, and I want the ones that are closest to whatever the angle is. So if I had 45 degrees, 405 and negative 315 would be the ones I want. So we're going to add and subtract 360 until we find the answers we want. So I accidentally already did 30A. So 30A says 45 degrees. So to get a positive coterminal, I add 360. So 405 would be the positive coterminal because 360 goes around once. And then if I wanted the coterminal negative, I would subtract 360 from that angle, and that would be negative 315 degrees. So when you have one positive and one negative, there should be a negative in front of the negative one. So those are coterminal to 45. And then if I got negative 420, if I add 360 to that, I get negative 160 degrees. Wait a minute, negative 60 degrees, not 160. Negative 60, negative 420. This is a coterminal negative. That's a negative one. Now, if you notice, I didn't get a positive one yet, so I have to add 360 again. So if I add 360 to this again, that's 300 degrees. There would be my positive coterminal. So sometimes you got to keep adding more or subtracting more than 360 once to get both a negative and a positive. Now, if you did negative 60 and 300, that would be fine. You'd be done. But if you wanted to say, well, I'm going to take 420 and subtract 360 from it and get negative 780, that would also work. I would take either one of these. I hope you notice I'm putting the little circles up there because that represents degrees. So whenever you're doing degrees, you should put a degree symbol there. Okay, I'm going to stop that because the rest of this is already recorded.